morning. All right, today I bring to you something special. It was a special request from one of the viewers and one of the comments after I talked about that fantastic roofing tips on how to make a roof better in the last video. Well, this guy, talented guy, says, hey, Mike, how do you do Spanish tile roofing if you were to? So I put on my Greek sailing hat, and I am going to show you how to put a roof on, whether you're working in Greece, Italy, or any of those other great places. All right? This is it. Spain, maybe. Okay, here we go. Here's what I'm talking about. Let me show you. Now, I'm going to take you to Spanish tiles. Nah, come on. No. Let me go to my desktop and double click on this. I've got a link here. There we go. Spanish tile roofing. I wish it would come up on screen. Wait for it. Come on. Could have had that preloaded. That would have been nice. That would have been smart. Man, the internet's slow today. And I'm... Okay, wait. Spanish clay tiles. All right. You see what I'm talking about? This is what we're talking about. Roofing tiles. Spanish clay roofing tiles. If you've got a... Wait for it. Here it is. This is what we're talking about. Spanish clay tiles on your roof. Now, yes, we could totally fake it. We could totally fake it with some kind of a roofing pattern. But then it wouldn't be real. So work with me here. We're going to make real tiles on a real roof. And we're going to rock and roll on this, so try to keep up. First thing you need to do is put a roof on your building that has lines on it, just a pattern about every foot or so. And then we start adding real families to this. So I'm going to go to File, hover over New, and click on Family. And we're going to make a generic family that is line-based, okay? Line-based family. I'm going to say, okay. Now this line-based family is going to actually be the tile that we produce that snaps onto these lines of the roof and automatically goes the correct length and orientation, okay? So here we go. So eventually it's going to come up. Wait, there we go. All right, here's our line-based family template coming up on screen. This is the top view, so I'm going to go over to the left. I'm going to put a tile right in here, okay? I'm going to make an extrusion for this tile, and let's just keep it simple. Okay, about 6, watch, let me just show you something. About 6 inches over here. Right there, 6 inches over. About 2 inches up. This is where I want to make my little curve, okay? So I'm talking about the curve. Whoops. Wait for it. I'm going to come over 3 inches, okay? And 3 inches over this way. I'm just drawing some lines here to get a base for, this is what I want, the curve tool, okay? So we've got ourselves a little curve right there, okay? And that, my friends, is not done. So I'm going to offset this a 1/4 inch. Tiles are about a 1/4 inch thick, right? Okay. So there we go. We've got ourselves a little, the cup. This is the cup cup of trembling, that is going to be the base tile. We got another tile that sits in here. Let's just come right, I don't know, about right here over 6 inches. Now let's go 5 inches. Wait for it, 5 inches, okay? And so this one, I want this guy. This curve is going to be the upward tile. We need to curve it up about like that or so, okay? Okay, work with me. We're going to offset that guy also. And we're going to put this. This is an extrusion that's going to extrude down the length. There we go. Look at that. That looks beautiful, huh? Done. So when I look at the top view of this thing, it hasn't extruded yet. I'm going to align it down to here. Bam. Just like that. Okay? And I'm also, wait for it, this is going to be quick, I'm going to give this thing the ability to change parameters to materials so we can use it back in the project. And this is going to be Spanish tile. Okay, that's all I had to do. Make that object Spanish tile. Now I'm going to load it into the project and close it. Well, let's give it a name. Okay, save it on the desktop. Save it onto my desktop. It's going to be Spanish tile. Just a Spanish tile. Save. Load it into my project. Close it. Okay. So now we've got a Spanish tile loaded that we're going to place on the roof, and you're going to love it. Okay. But in fact, to place it up on the roof, what I'm going to do is click on this little tool here, the drawing tool, where you pick a line. So I'm going to pick that little line, and if I toss one in, boom, it pops in right there. Okay. It gives you the curved piece underneath and the top one. Wait for it. But it doesn't much look like a tile yet. And I'm going to I click on the next one, and the next line, and the next. See, they don't have the coloring that you're looking for, but wait for it. Watch this. As you pick these lines, it draws them shorter and shorter, right on down the line, okay? And you can come around the corner and do the same thing. Wait for it. I want one here. Oh, yeah. Wait, I know. Hey, lighten up, Francis. Tiles come up and they lay into each other up at the peak, and then they put some plaster underneath to hold them in place. They nail them in place, but up at the top, there's plaster to solve the issue of water getting in at the peak. So I'm just coming along here, putting some tiles in. Don't get all huffy. Okay, I'm going to put a couple more in on this side. Wait for it. Where is it? Come on, get the line. There we go. Come on. We don't have time for the whole roof, but I'm just going to get some. There, and there, and there. All right, you guys get the point, right? I just wanted to get a little bit more of this ridge so you can see how the ridge works. Okay, there we go. And line, and line. All right, so this is what the tiles start looking like on the roof, okay? That's nice and all, but it's going to leak. And it also doesn't have a good enough material. So we need another item. I'm going to bring in the ridge, and I'm going to make a material also for this thing. So a ridge is going to be a beam. Ooh, a beam. So I'm going to say File. Actually, on Structure, if I go to the Structure and I click on I would like a beam, it only has a flange. So I'm going to load I'm going to create a new one. So I'm going to say File. In my template, I only have a flange. So I'm going to say File, hover over New, pick Family, and this time I am going to go all the way down to Structural Beam. Woo, framing. Structural framing and beams. I'm going to say Open. Now, this is a whole new family you might not be familiar with. This is a top-down view of the guy right here. So if I go over to the left view, you'll see that the beam is just a square. That's not what I want. So I'm going to edit the extrusion and completely get rid of that square. I don't need these, what are they called? Reference planes either, but this needs to be edited, okay? In fact, I'm going to just delete it. Right here, this intersection is where the surface of the roof or the ridge is going to be. And so what I need is something about a foot long, maybe make it 1 foot wide. Wait, it's a foot wide. So the line is actually going to be 6 inches long on one side and 6 inches long on the other. This is just a working line, okay? But this is our actual tile, okay? Coming up here like this. There we go. And then you can get rid of these two that were the guidelines. Offset that, the 1/4 inch that we need. And this is going to be our beam, friends. Okay? And so I'm just using a little line to close the ends off here. And we've got our beam. Okay? That's our beam. And I'm also going to give it the ability to have material added to it as well. And so, wait for it. There we go. This is the Spanish tile ridge. Hey, that works for me. Spanish tile ridge. Okay, so now it's got the ability to be a material. So I'm going to put it on the desktop. Spanish tile ridge. Save that. Now we've just made two families. One was a line-based family, generic, and one was a beam. Load in to project and close. Okay, so now that it is in the project, what I want to do is similar. But look at this. When you're adding these beams, you need to use the same drawing tool, click on a line. But there's a little trick here. You need to select 3D snapping right here at the top so that it snaps onto the actual ridge. And you want to set the Z justification to bottom, so over here on the right, under the properties, okay? And I always lift mine up a couple inches off of the ridge so they don't kind of cram down. So wait for it. You're about to see it happen, okay? This ridge is what I'm looking for. Bam. Are you kidding me? We got a ridge in there. And if I can get this one that's underneath, it's going to be hard to get here. You can still see it though. There it is. Bam. Whoa. Wait for it. I'll get the third one here. And then we'll tighten these up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Come on. You can get it. I'm tabbing. Trying to hit that beam line, the ridge line. It's hard from this angle, friends. Okay, I zoom in. There it is. Bam. Okay. Now here's the good part about this. Check this out. When you click these beams, you have arrows at the ends. You can drag the end further. Okay? So I'm gonna pick it and you can drag the end so it tucks up underneath the actual ridge up here. Okay? So the last thing that we need to do is give this some material so that it looks correct for these tiles. So I'll make a new material. I'll go to my modify. No, I won't. Manage materials. We're doing great. Hang in there. I'm going to make a new material, create a new material, and I'm going to call it Spanish tiles. Okay, Spanish tiles. And over here on the graphics, get my face out of the way. Where do you put my face while I'm working? Okay, the shading. Let's give it a realistic. Hey, my face is right on that. Let's give it a Spanish tile looking color. That looks like a Spanish tile looking color to me. And it needs a texture. So here's the pattern. We're going to make a model pattern, okay? We're going to make a new model pattern. I'm going to call it Spanish tiles, okay? And we're going to set the parallel lines to 90, which is vertical. I know that sounds wrong, but on a curved surface, it rotates. And I want them 1 foot apart, okay? So now I have got my Spanish tile material set, and all I've got to do is tell these guys to use it. So watch this. I tell this roofing tile, wait for it, in the edit type on Spanish tile, I'm going to tell it to use Spanish tile. Okay. Okay. Click OK. You got to click OK. Wait for it. Oh, now we're talking. And click on that guy. The beams all are going to use the same Spanish tile. Wait for it. While I'm here, go ahead and adjust the color because it looks like a little bit of doo-doo. Okay, and because we don't like doo-doo tiles, that looks better. See, you can edit things anytime. Wait for it. There you are. Are you kidding me? Look at that. We've got a tile roof going on here, and that's how you do it, friends. We could make this a little more red, a little more tan. We can make it whatever color we want. But that's how you do these fantastic Spanish tiles on a roof. I hope that helps you. And my friend who requested it, I hope that helps you. If you have any further questions, you can always ask me down in the comments. But everybody, you don't have to settle for just textures with, faking stuff. You can actually make real objects in Revit, and they rock and roll. All right? Until next time, have a fantastic day, and happy Reviting.